Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have been gone a while, but all for good reasons. We've been traveling, we went to New England, we got to go to Florida, and rest is so needed and so wanted, and it's so good when we schedule it, plan it, and it happens. But also my practice has been thriving, which kind of takes me away from doing YouTube and doing videos, which is my favorite part. But let's dive into this one. Fall is here, winter is right around the corner. It'll be here before we know it. How does time fly this fast? But it does, and we gotta roll with it. Before we went on vacation, we had a spell of sinus congestion, like head colds. Everybody got a head cold. And for one of my daughters, it just hung on for far too long, and she was the first one to get it. And I was like, what is this? So I took her to see our nurse practitioner, and our nurse practitioner started talking about just immune boosters to take during the cold and flu months. And I wanted to share it with you guys because a lot of times, especially now, since COVID is still around and it's still a thing, and a lot of people are thinking about how to just be healthier and how to defend themselves from viruses and bacteria and all that. So here we go. So I am going to give you 5 fall and winter immune boosters. The first one we're going to talk about is colloidal silver. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, but it's actually been around for thousands of years, since ancient times, and they used it topically, orally, vaginally, and anally, but it has so many different uses. It has antiviral properties and antibacterial properties. Now, if you've done any kind of research on it, there can be some conflicting information, and mainly because there is a big warning with silver, and it's because there are a lot of low quality pseudo products out there that aren't true silver. And if you use those, especially if you use it too much, you can come down with something called blue man, and that's where your skin turns blue, which is not cool unless you're part of the blue man group. And when I very first heard about blue man, I thought maybe it's like jaundice. You know, when you have jaundice, your skin turns yellow, then you fix the problem, then the pigment goes away. That's not the case with this. Once your skin turns blue, it stays that way. It's kind of crazy. But to avoid that, just make sure you know the brand, that's a trusted brand, or that somebody who makes it is trusted and they know what they're doing. It is not recommended to take colloidal silver more than 14 days at a time, and you only really need trivial amounts because it is so powerful. Just about an eyedropper full, maybe 1.5 for an adult, and a little bit less for a child. But just remember, make sure you know the source, make sure it's trusted, that it's actual true colloidal silver. The other types of silver out there are iconic silver and silver protein. Stay away from those. Those will be problematic. Now, number 2, I actually was pessimistic about for a very long time. I was giving it the squinty one eye. I was like, I don't really know. It's elderberry syrup. When is it ever good to have syrup every single day? Well, that's what I get for being judgmental, because actually it's been used for a long time, and there are a lot of solid studies on it that it is beneficial, and it does ward off cold and flu viruses. There was even a study in 2007 that was done that people who took elderberry syrup daily, if they did get the flu, cold or flu, they actually kicked it 4 days sooner than those who did not. So that's just one of many, but it's actually very potent. It's okay to take it daily. I highly recommend that you make it yourself because it is really expensive. And nowadays it's very easy to get dried black elderberries, and it's super easy to make at home. I'm thinking about doing a video. Maybe I will. If I do, I'll post it right up here. But taking elderberry, you and your children, every single day, about a tablespoon for an adult and a teaspoon for a kid, is totally safe. Now, for us, if we do get a cold or if we do get the flu, we do that same dosage recommendation, but 3 times a day. So 1 tablespoon for an adult, 1 teaspoon for a kid. but 3 times a day, plus the liposomal vitamin C, because it's easier to digest. It won't give them diarrhea, it won't give us diarrhea, and to just totally blast that virus and get it out there so we feel better faster. Number 3 is probiotics. Now, by now, surely you've heard of probiotics. Seems like everywhere we turn, people are talking about probiotics for everything. That's because it really is that important. Probiotics support the good bacteria in our digestive tract, and the good bacteria in our digestive tract pretty much has control and supports all of our the body's processes. So the 2 things to remember with probiotics is 1, to change your supplement up often. Like if you buy a high quality supplement, probiotic supplement, the next time that like when you run out of that bottle, change the bottle, change the strand, because that product is gonna have certain strands in it, but then you need to get another bottle that has different strands in it so that you really provide as many different strands of bacteria, which each have immune boosting properties, and then you get overall better defense from fall and winter viruses. The second thing to remember with probiotics is still eating real food, probiotic foods. Yes, taking a supplement is good, but always the real thing from the real source is always better, because it just provides all over nutrients and better support. So eat things that are high in probiotics, like organic goat milk yogurt and organic cow's milk yogurt. There's kefir, tempeh, kimchi, kombucha, sauerkraut. You have a lot of options and you have a lot of ways to incorporate it. So having those at least once or twice a week is great as well. Number 4 goes along with probiotics. It's prebiotics. Probiotics are the seeds that feed the good bacteria, but prebiotics are what fertilizes it. It's like fertilizer or compost for the probiotics. So it really needs both in order to strengthen the immune system, strengthen your gut so you can ward off viruses. We used to call it fiber way back in the day. Now we got fancy and we call it prebiotics. And eat foods that are high in fiber. This makes prebiotics super simple. If there is whole natural foods that are high in fiber, they're gonna have prebiotics. Make sure your diet has that. You can take it in supplement form, but I still recommend whole foods. And then you'll be really getting everything you need for a strong gut, thus a strong immune system. Number 5, and the last one that I have, is vitamin D. Now, I could go on and on about this wonderful little vitamin, and for so long it was not given the respect it deserves, but now we know how important it is to fight off depression and to just help your immune system and just overall health. Every cell in our body has a receptor for vitamin D, so it's super important to take it. Now, there's actually not a need to take too much of it. So if you're taking a supplement, look around the 2000 IUs, but also make sure it's paired with vitamin K, because if you take too much vitamin D, it can cause too much calcium in the blood, which is no bueno at all. But vitamin K, I have a supplement that I recommend that has vitamin D and vitamin K paired together that I'll put down below. But it's just best if you're trying to take vitamin D supplement orally like that, that you have it with vitamin K. Now, if you eat a lot of cereals or milk or things that are fortified with vitamin D, egg yolks, fatty fish, beef liver, you probably get plenty of vitamin D in your diet anyway. But if you have any type of fat malabsorption or digestive issues that affect absorption, like Crohn's disease or celiac, that can cause your vitamin D to be low. If you have darker skin, or you're older, or you're obese, or you have any type of kidney issues, or if you just try to avoid milk or dairy for, health issues, then your vitamin D could be low and it might be a good idea to supplement. So that's all I have for you guys today. Just those 5 things that I recommend to boost your immune system during the fall and winter months. I will put down the written version link down below. So if you want to look more of like the dosages I recommend, or who should take vitamin D and if that's too much, blah, 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 I'll put that down below as well. Please ask any questions that you have below. I love talking to you guys. I love the conversations that we can have about health. If you have any other topics that you would recommend me talk about, please let me know as well. That's all I have. So hope your day is absolutely wonderful. God bless, and I'll catch you next time.